What's going on YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, bringing you guys a deck profile of the wind-up deck that I used to go XO at today's Bristol Regionals. I was considering going into the event using gear. In testing, it was something that I was kind of comfortable with, but I was finding a few issues with it. I don't know, it just wasn't feeling right for me. So kind of in the end, I ended up borrowing my friend's wind-up deck because I just felt that wind-ups were probably just the best bet to play on a whim going into the event. And I guess it paid off because I ended up going completely XO in Swiss after 6 rounds, going undefeated up until the top, and then winning my top 8 match to advance to top 4 and win myself one of the regional deck boxes. I won one of these Heliopolis mats. I wish it was the Prophecy mat or the Moulin Glacier Grand Soil mat, but apparently this is the one they got shipped, so I was kind of sad about that. But what are you going to do? Still a mat, still a top. This wind-up build is fairly standard. There are a few different kind of ideas in it, so I figured I'd profile it to you guys. And if you're looking for the top 8 of this tournament, feel free to head to Vexicus4666's channel. I'm probably going to let him know it, and he'll probably do something with the information. Anyway, this mat is boring, so I'm going to get rid of it because you've already seen me do a profile on that. I'm going to go back to my good old Blood Memphis days. Either way, let's get into the deck profile. And apologies if anything is off shot because I can't see the camera. So to start things off, I played Triple Rabbit. Absolutely insane. Really glad I played this card. It put in so much work over the day. Rabbit Beatdown was basically one of the biggest things I did. Rabbit Beatdown happens so often. And the amount of advantage this generates with Factory is insane. Also, for those of you who are interested in the matchups I had, I will be talking about those at the end, and they will be in the description below. Double Magician. I cut 3 down to 2 because 2 was more consistent than 3, put it that way. With 3, yes, you OTK more, but you also open Magician Rat more, which is not nice. I hate opening Magician Rat. So 2 Magician was the perfect number. It was good. It shut down a couple of Shockmaster plays, but ultimately I only really found myself missing the 3rd Magician once. So it really wasn't that big a problem. I then played, of course, the obligatory Triple Shark. Standard, amazing card. The Triple Rat. This was amazing for the Rat-Rabbit advantage engines. The fact that you can just go Rat, get the Rabbit, and keep plussing is insane. Then for the non-wind-up component, I played the Double Tour Guide. Topping into this won me games. So, really good card. And of course the Sangan accompanying it. Also, if the rarities of this are kind of different from my usual rarities, this deck isn't actually mine, as I said earlier. This is completely borrowed from someone else. So shout outs to my friend Ash who loaned me this deck because I wouldn't top without it. And then otherwise I played Double Thunder King and Double Reaper. This was on a kind of suggestion from my friend James who also topped. I will be maybe getting a deck profile with him if you guys want to see another wind-up deck profile. And also on my friend Ash who loaned me this deck, he recommended Double Reaper, and these were really good. I probably preferred them to Snowmania. They were better over the event overall. So that was the monster lineup. No Gores and no hand traps. Then for the spell lineup, I played 1 Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Storm, 1 Book, and 1 Avarice. And then for the multiples, I played double MST because 3 was too many. I sided into the 3rd. And then Triple Factory in horrible common, so they all stick together. Then the trap lineup's a bit odd. Personal preference going into the event, I ended up playing Triple Chain because I didn't play any Veiler, and I wanted a way to kind of get around monster effects, long story short, and stop attacks. These were amazing. I cut a Compulse to play the 3rd one of these, and I never really found myself wanting the Compulse, so 3 Chain was really the way to go, and then I played the 1 Compulse. So that's those. Then for standard 2-offs, I played Double Prison, Double Bottomless, Double Torrential, Double Warning, and the Judgment to round off the traps in the main deck without dropping the main deck. There isn't really that much to tell about this. I normally comment on how things perform during my matchups, but there really wasn't that much to talk about. However, in the extra deck, there might be stuff to talk about. because there are a couple of differences in this extra deck from the standard extra deck plays. Either way, into the extra deck. So for rank 3s, I played 1 Zen Mighty, 1 Leviathan Dragon, 1 Leviair, 1 Zen Mains, 1 Giga Brilliant, and 1 Tempo. Again, this is all fairly standard, just OTK shenanigan stuff. The amount of times I use Leviair against Dark Worlds to bring back a snow when they've got gates out so I can just poke them for 2k damage with their own snow was good fun. That was happening a lot. Then for the 4s, I played 1 Papal Imperative, 1 Maestroke, 1 Utopia, 1 Zenmeister, and then the thing that will surprise a lot of people, 1 Abyss Dweller, which I'll get to in a minute, and 1 Shockmaster. And then I will just quickly show you the 5s before I talk about the Abyss Dweller. I played the Tyrus, Adreus, and Zenmaio. The only card I didn't make was Zenmaio. I made every other card in this extra deck over the course of the event. And I'm really glad I played the Adreus on top of the Tyrus, because I considered cutting the Adreus. Anyway, let's talk Abyss Dweller. I played against 4 rounds in which this card was absolutely amazing. You make this using a Shark, and it comes out on 2200, so it's fair-sized. And you'll normally be making a Giga Brilliant in that play as well, so it's set on 25, so it's Utopia-sized. Its effect is that when in either player's turn, you can detach a card, a material from it, and effects that activate in the grave in your opponent's graveyard can't activate that turn, or resolve that turn. I played 3 Dark Worlds, and I'm a Dolce player, and this was ridiculous versus those matchups. Single-handedly winning me those matchups, in my opinion. So, I found this card incredibly good. It only really works that well when you go off with the Magician Shark plays, but this was so good. So good through the event. I definitely advise playing Abyss Dweller, especially now that there are more kind of decks that can activate in the graveyard. Then let's go on to the side deck. I sided all my hand traps, as I have been doing recently. So I sided double Veiler. These went in quite a bit. Double Maxi. I never sided these in. Double Snowman Eater. These went in when the Reapers came out. And then, as a suggestion tech, I played 1 Tsukuyomi to deal with Thunder Kings and other things of that nature and anti-meta decks. So, I never actually sided it in. I never felt the need for it, but Tsukuyomi. Double Messenger. Messenger was amazing. I sided this in so often. Just really helpful against Dark Worlds and things like that. So, and just really helpful to help you go rabbit plays under Factory. And just keep plussing and plussing and plussing until you're ready to go off with a contingency plan in hand. Then I played Double Prison. Sorry, Double Fissure, which I never actually got off against Dark Worlds. I played 3 Dark World players, and I never played this. Because the 1 Dark World player I drew it against had Imperial Iron Wall face up. So that was fun. But Double Soul Taker. I sided these in against all the big beat stick decks, so like Dark Worlds and stuff like that. It was just useful in getting stuff on field. Then I played the 1 MST and the 1 Dust. So, finally, to talk about my matchups, round 1, I played against a Dark World player who had apparently kind of been out of the game for ages, so he wasn't really on top form. He was having to read what all my windups did, so I took that game fairly quickly. DDV is a bitch, but I managed to play out of it in Game 3 because DDV wrecked me Game 2. Round 2, I played up against Blackwings and 2-0'd that. Game 3, I played against another Dark World player. Again, DDV is horrible, but I won that one and capitalised on a misplay. So, yar. Round 4, I played against my friend Kaz, who had also come up from Wales to the regionals. He was playing Gigia and ended up topping, going X and 1 with me as his only loss. It went well. He, again, I think he said he misplayed, and that was what my win was contributed to. And it also had a lot to do with the fact that turn 1, he opened 5 spells, and I was going first, and I went Magician Shark, Shockmaster. You know, Magician Shark play Shockmaster, spells. Then next turn I made an OTK field and went Monster Effect, and he just did not have any answer to it. So, crazy card was crazy. Round 5, I played against another Dark World player, but this deck was really crazy. It was like teching DD Warrior Ladies and crazy things like that. So I really didn't know what to think of that deck. Like, I was really kind of confused as to how to play against it. So at this point, I was actually the only player on XO after round 5, and then they had a 6th round. I forget why. Apparently, it was fairer. They had a 6th round, and I ended up playing against a Madolce player on X1, and I won that game putting him on x2. Again, thanks to good old Abyss Dweller putting in a lot of work against Madolches. So yeah, and then I made it through the top 8. Playing against zombie Sworn deck, which was kind of interesting. I really didn't know how to play against it, so I really did just have to respond to his plays. And he was dropping Dark Arms and Chaos Sorcerers everywhere, which was always fun. But otherwise, I don't have anything else to say. Other than the mat that I showed earlier is destroyed. I'm probably going to keep a hold of this Regionals deck box. And I might go to Euros, depending on where it is. I'm really not sure. So, either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. It's been a bit odd. I'm really quite tired because it took me ages to get back from it. But otherwise, it was a really good day out. I'm really pleased with what happened. And I might be trying to get deck profiles from the other participants. And there is also a forum with the top 8 deck lists in it that I will be posting in the description below the video. So you guys can check out what the other top 8 finalists were playing. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's about everything. This has been Jamie the Kid 00 with a deck profile of the wind-up deck that I played for Regionals and went completely XO. So happy days. I'll see you guys soon with some more content, and stay tuned for some Prophecy videos, because I finally finished Prophecies. So yeah, have a good one, folks. Bye.